But for those that are going to be watching a little bit later, we're going to be doing some live stream on how to basically do um, this. Okay, you can see it's a very small diameter. My very first shot should actually go really good. Um, so I'm gonna start with a simple training where I first do a little bit shot, you know, a little bit of pre-shot. What is a pre-shot? 1, 2, 3. Okay, that is called a pre-shot, right? So if you don't do the pre-shots, some people love to do it a little bit differently. Um, for example, some people love to do pre-shots like this, where they just point and then they just shoot, right? Which is not too bad, but for my own vision and all of that, my pre-shots are a little bit different than anyone else's. So 1, 2, 3. So what am I doing here? As you can see, the ring is very small, and I'm just basically practicing. And here's a follow, which is basically a top on a cue ball, and hopefully not to touch this, right? So what does that mean? That on my cue, when I hit the cue ball, um, I basically did not do it the right way, right? So I put a little bit of a spin, which is why this actually happens, right? So like I said, I'm gonna try to practice a little bit, and then we're gonna go into specific drills like cutting, and then we're gonna go into stop shots like this, right? And then we're gonna do drawbacks, and that's my pretty much daily routine. In the morning, in the afternoon, or not afternoon, but like at night, I have to do that just because I want my muscles to be trained and all of that, right? You see, this is why, right? It's very narrow. Basically, it's an extremely small size as far as that goes, right? Hope you guys can see everything and you can also hear me. I hope you can hear me. It would be really nice if someone of you that can actually comment and say, hey, yeah, we can hear you just well. So please do comment if you don't mind. Hit that like button if you don't mind as well. See, this was bad. See what I mean? I did draw the ball, but should not be touching the ring. I don't know. So maybe it's just because it's a morning, but here's a draw with the straight up like that, right? So I usually make 5 in a row, and then, you know, so if you guys can hear me, please let me know. Okay, see what I mean? I still touch that thing. Shouldn't be doing that. Like I said, we're gonna go into various things. If you guys have any questions regards to the pool, um, let me know. Or billiards. I love to explain things. I think I'm extremely good in that, not just as a pool player, but basically, you know what? I should maybe go for like being a certified pool instructor. You know, to become a pool instructor, you have to actually have a certificate. That's number one. Okay. Number two, I think I'm gonna miss this one. Yeah, I thought so. Um, because it wasn't lined up. Um, for you can become a certified pool instructor. You don't have to be like a really good pool player, like extremely good, but you have to have like a knowledge. Like for example, here, perfect example. Like an instructor said, "All right, I want you to hit this ball." Okay. Well, I'm doing it a little bit more with the precision ring, which is basically even harder. And I want the cue ball to stay somewhere around here where it actually hits the cushion and comes back, right? And how do you achieve that? Do a little bit of a top and miss. I touched the ring. Like I said, you can't do this with the ring. Not that easy because, like I said, this is only like 1 millimeter. It's only 1 millimeter different, so it's quite hard to do any of that. But let me reset this again like that. So again, we're gonna do, let's say, and then let's say I'm explaining how do you do the draw shots, right? By the way, hit the thumbs up. Can you guys hear me? Can someone please comment? Say, yeah, we can hear you, dude. Um, that would be amazing because today actually using I'm using, watch this. I'm gonna do a little trick here. I'm using a microphone. Okay, so this trick requires a lot of precision, meaning that I have to hit the cue ball to this, to this, to this one, and through the ring into the pocket. Well, the pocket is gonna go anyways if it goes through the ring. How does this work? Is I have to be extremely precise because even with the smallest, like this, for example, I'm gonna hit this ball here and this one goes here, and then so it has to be extremely precise. If I'm not precise, hitting the cue ball straight on, yeah, it's not gonna ever happen as far as you know uh, doing that. Watch. Hey, I did it. And then we're gonna do double here. So this is also a good practice where you're practicing double hits, right? Um, like for example, I made a pocket, which is fine, but you saw that I hit the ring, which means that I was a little bit offset, and therefore I missed I missed the whole part, right? So here's a draw shot. Okay, a little one, not too much. Okay, I did not like it, even though I did not hit the ring. And if you guys want to know how to do it, let me know. Hi, everyone. Hi, Jay. Hi, Adit. And hi, Gomoza. Please do hit the like button if you don't mind. I do speak multiple languages. I say this in live quite often. Like, if you guys are from, I don't know, Portugal or Brazil, bom dia. If you guys are from Germany, guten Morgen. Uh, Guten Tag, actually, because it's a day over there. So for me, it's still Guten Morgen. And I can speak also other languages. But this is perfect now. I'm just, and then we're gonna go into something like harder, like this. For example, these are, for me, these are called precision cuts, right? So even though I'm gonna make the ball like without this, that's fine. But I want to make it precise. Why am I practicing this precision every single day? Well, there's a reason. Because when you're playing pool, you have to be extremely precise in some way or another. It's not about making the pocket all the time. It's also like, for example, I'll just give a quick example without the ring. If I'm cutting this ball, but this time I want this ball to actually hit almost into this edge and then here and then go inside, okay? So that's one of the precisions, like this. Well, no, never mind, I overcut it. See what I mean? Here, I'll attempt again. There. See, it hit that edge and then it hit this side and then went in, right? So when do you want to use that? Well, when you something like that is basically you're doing that precision because of you want to cue ball control, right? Because you will notice how the cue ball actually went different way than like here, for example. Now I'm gonna overcut, well not overcut, but basically I'm gonna hit this side of it and then go in, right? So like this. Well, I missed it totally. Like I said, I overcut it. I don't know what's wrong with me today. I swear. You know what? I still hadn't had my coffee, so there you go. That's what I meant to do. So, but with the precision ring, it's even harder, right? So that's why I always practice with the precision ring every single day because it gives me much better. What's it called? Um, so, see what I mean? I just missed it. Anyways, this is why practice makes it everything. If you practice language, I think this one is gonna be a fluke. Yeah, I thought so. Do you know why? Because I did it the same thing twice. What did I do here? Well, the ring is not really pointing into the pocket itself. It's pointing into the edge. So when I go through that precision, it hits that edge and then it just rattles, right? So In order to fix that, I just need to move this just a smidge like that, okay? And we're gonna reattempt that. So precision cuts, right? How do you cut the ball? Basically, an easy way to explain is point your cue into the pocket over the ball, over this ball, right? So that means that I have to hit it right here, and then just take about half a ball away. That's perfect inch. And then this is where I need to hit, right? Or actually my cue ball needs to travel right into this spot. Not here, not here, not here, obviously I'm gonna miss, but right about here. So, and then no ring touch, and basically this is how everyone. There you go. See, I missed it again a little bit. I guess it's because it's morning. Still need my full-on coffee. I don't know. What are you guys up to? Any of you pool players? By the way, it's 100 plus of you, 200. If you don't mind hitting the like button, appreciate it. Just because it helps me, I guess, and with the finding other pool players that want to, discuss things. You can talk, you can chat. I actually forgot yesterday. I forgot to. I forgot personally to look up one of the chat. Actually, one of the people said yesterday that when I talk versus when someone says something, um, there's a delay. Now, I have no idea how long of a delay that is, whether it's me talking ahead or after, or basically a comment comes through and I already redo the things. So again, we're gonna practice a little bit of a cut shots. Um, the longer the distance, so the longer the distance, the harder it is. So in this case, it's gonna be super hard. Well, not super, but it's gonna be hard. I just need to. I also have to pay attention to the induced throw. What is induced throw? Induced throw is when I hit this ball very slow. This ball is gonna go more this way, right? So that's why I do a little bit of a spin on a cue ball, okay, in order for it to pocket. So you notice that the cue ball, when it hit here with that little spin here, and then it comes back here. So that's what it's called, induced throw. Uh, Anyways, if you guys have any questions, please let me know. I will stay just a little bit quiet. Why am I staying quiet? Is because when you play pool, your mind needs to relax. Your mind needs to be on point. Like this one, for example. I think I'm gonna hit the ring. Yeah. See, I already know ahead what's gonna probably happen, even though I made the pocket. This one is probably gonna hit the edge of the edge of the pocket. Why is that? Is just because I want that way actually. There you go. See. Anyways, um, what do I do as far as, so this is also another cue ball control. So you saw me when I hit the ball here and came back here. Now I can actually do something a little bit even harder. I can put a, basically this is a cue ball, right? I can put, this is a center. So if I do it top left, the cue ball in itself, it should go from here to here. Okay. So how do I do that? Again, top left. See how it went this way? Okay. That's what the cue ball control is, and this is why every pool player that is really good needs that or needs to learn. For those that just started, I would never advise to do this. I'm being honest. A lot of people, what they start to do is, they barely make any pockets, right, or balls, and then they immediately jump into these spins, like, spin like this, where, you know, well, I can tell you this from my own experience because I wanted to know every single thing right away. The problem with that is that, excuse me, the problem with that is that once you introduce the spins of any kind, or basically a cue ball control, the problem with that is that if you're not pocketing any pocket, why do you need a cue ball control? And on top of that, it takes cue ball control takes really, really good amount of practice, number one. uh, and number two, it also, like, like I said, these induced throws, which is like, when I put bottom right like this, it does exactly this. The precision goes away, and basically you're gonna prolong to become a better player, in my opinion. But if you're just making pockets, hey, you know what? That's fine. I personally, if with anyone, if with anyone, I would start, um, practice on your aim, not to make the balls, basically onto your aiming. That way, when you're hitting it straight, you really hit straight. You don't hit on the side or here or here, 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 but basically, literally hitting the ball straight. Okay. That way, after that, you learn that, right? Then you can practice the ghost ball, right? This is something called ghost ball. Where's my other ball? I don't have it here. But anyways, oh, it's right here. But anyways, so ghost ball. What am I meaning by that is, if I hit this ball like normal, like this, okay, I should be actually making it. Probably those two were not together. But anyways, let's make the other one too go in. Let's see if we can do that. Oh yeah, this is moved. That's why. All right. So that's what it's about, the ghost ball, right? Um, so if you're a pool player, yeah, don't overdo it. Uh, do according to the knowledge that you need at first, and then once you have that, you start making pockets and this and that. Then focus on the game where you can do, let's say, a stop shot, right? So let's do some stop shots. Okay, so how does the stop shot work? It's fairly simple. You basically, well, I'm gonna change it here. Let me put this back just so you guys can see the diameter is extremely small. Um, Stop shots. So this is the center. Your cue tip should be right below the center, so somewhere around here. And then, obviously, the stop shot is something also with a, let me just move this just a little bit. The stop shots are also done by the speed, because the more speed, it might actually roll back like this. So, or you need to hit the ball into the right direction. So that means, let's practice some of the stop shots. Hi everyone. Um, Hi, Goluza. Are you? By the way, hit that like button if you don't mind. Um, so let me do a stop shot. This was a very good stop shot. For example, the ball didn't roll forward. It did not roll backwards. Again, so we do this again and again and again and again. This one was even better. Where are you guys from? Can you guys hear me even? I hope you do, because I'm talking here like a crazy person. Hopefully you can hear me well, and we can go later into cue ball control. Like I said, for example, I want, um, let me put these balls right here. That way I can just grab them. So I want the cue ball, for example, to go that way and then behind the ring. How do I achieve that? Basically with either pure left or top left. In my case, I'm gonna just do top left. See, so that's my practice. Basically, I can cue ball control, and again, I can do exactly the same position, but with the cue ball being bottom right, right? You see where the cue ball went? So why would you do something like that? Well, for example, you have these balls like this, okay, and then you want the what's it called? You want to kind of separate them, right? So how do you do that? Again, well, I didn't do too much because I was focused on the ring, but here, like something like, let me think, I'm gonna make it now. Here. no, wrong cut, wrong everything. So, but then if you have these two here, right, something like that, and we're gonna do kind of like here. So I think it's gonna be induced throw there. Now, I basically separated those. This is the reason why you want to have something like, you know, where you want to cut the ball through and over to separate the other. And that's what the cue ball control